Golden Husk. Rain was a slender pony with a gray coat resembling a storm cloud. Her dim blue mane had a nearly monochromatic hue, with just a few natural highlights here and there, like observing an evening sky through water droplets. It cascaded down over her face, and she constantly tried to flip it out of her way. Her most striking feature, however, was her eyes, orbs of the most magnificent deep blue. If her mane and tail were rainstorms, her eyes were glaciers, bold and ethereal. Golden Husk, by comparison, was a bright brown pony with orange hues in his coat. He had a mane of brilliant straw yellow with traces of strawberry blonde and light brown mixed in for good measure. He was also a fairly slim pony, but strong. He could haul 20 bales of hay from the field to the barn on a Saturday morning and still be energetic enough to come running when the lunch bell rang. The friendship between Rain and Golden Husk went back to when they were little foals. They met during a particularly bad winter when Rain was out far longer than she should have been, in places she wished she had never ventured. He saved her life back then, but it wasn't a story she was eager to tell. They sat together in their home away from home, a modestly sized treehouse built out of ash planks. It was built years ago by Husk's parents as a birthday gift for their son. But really, it was a gift to both of the foals. Having known how happy Husk was playing with Rain, they decided they would give them a fun place to call their own. It was located in the forest on the west side of Grey Meadow, behind Husk's family farm property, the same forest where Rain and Husk first met. "So what did they do now?" Golden Husk asked. "Nothing," Rain replied. "Just the same as usual. They said I'd be a blank flake forever." Even in a friendly small town, not every pony was polite, especially schoolfoals that felt empowered by their special talents and haven't yet learned that compassion and friendship brought more into one's life than being egocentric and hostile. This was something Rain knew quite well. "They're dumb," Golden Husk said as he laid against one of the walls of the treehouse, looking out through the canopy of the forest. Rain stared blankly off in the distance. "I don't know. Sometimes I think they're right." "How so?" "Sometimes I believe that I'll never be good at anything. I'm not really good at anything now, and we're almost graduating. I may just be destined to be a blank flank forever." Golden Husk looked at his best friend with concern. "But you're a great friend. You've always helped me anytime I've had a problem. Remember when I got my hoof stuck in the mill? Sweet Celestia, I've never seen you run so fast." Rain smiled and giggled slightly. "And I've never seen your dad so angry as he was after that." Golden Husk laughed. "Yeah, but that didn't last long." Rain's smile faded slightly. "It's just, I always feel like great things are just around the corner, but they never seem to come. I'm not a Pegasus or a unicorn. I can't cast great magic or fly faster than the wind. I'm just a regular, boring earth pony." "Hey," Husk exclaimed. "So am I. Earth ponies are capable of all sorts of things, and there's no unicorn or Pegasus who can beat our strength or endurance. And as for great things around the corner, sometimes you need to walk around the corner to find them." Rain peered at her best friend for a moment. "Since when did you become so philosophical?" Golden Husk grinned, stood up, and stretched his body out. "You know, years of listening to you and stuff." He winked at her, and she smiled in response. Rain got up as well, and they both stood at the edge of the treehouse, looking out through the forest canopy as the sun shined its remaining afternoon rays through the leaves, sprinkling the forest floor with dots of sunlight. "Recently, I've been thinking of leaving," Rain said quietly. Golden Husk's face was genuinely surprised. "Leaving? Where?" "I don't know," Rain said. "I just feel like whatever I'm looking for isn't here." "Oh," Husk said in response, unusually quiet. "I just need to see the world, you know? Travel past these mountains and find where I belong." A gentle spring breeze flowed through the treehouse, and Rain raised her head and closed her eyes, indulging in the sensation. She continued, "It may be that I never developed my cutie mark because my talent can't flourish here. I need to go out and explore new places and do new things before I know who I truly am." Golden Husk turned to look at Rain. Her head turned up as the breeze blew her mane across her closed eyes, a smile tracing her lips as dots of golden sunlight lit up her face. He smiled, but his eyes were sad. "You really think your destiny is out there, huh?" he asked. Rain opened her eyes. "Not everyone has their destiny written in their name, farm boy," she teased. Husk's eyes narrowed. Harsh. They laughed and stared out at the forest for a few moments, enjoying the warm spring air and soothing sounds of their surroundings. "Hey, Raindrop? Yeah? If you decide to leave, can you come see me before you go?" Rain looked over to her best friend, noticing the sad look in his eyes. In response, her expression mirrored his. "Aw, of course I will, Husky. You're my best friend. There's no way I'm going anywhere without letting you know first." She nuzzled him slightly, then turned and rested her head on the railing of the treehouse. Golden Husk's heart was racing from the gesture, though the feeling of loss he felt was overwhelming, even with her right next to him. He knew that when she was determined to do something, she would do it, and he knew that as outgoing as he was, it would be the hardest thing in the world to tell her how he felt. He mumbled, "I hate when you call me Husky." As the afternoon sun dipped behind the surrounding mountains, the two ponies stood at the edge of their treehouse, resting their heads on the railing. Golden Husk stared aimlessly at the forest and fidgeted with his hooves in a poor attempt to conceal that what he just said was a lie.